Hello, everybody, and welcome to Trivia Ronin. I'm your host, Matt McNelly, and whether you're joining us live on Zoom or Twitch or after the fact on YouTube, welcome. We're happy to have you. Quick breakdown of the rules. 1, we are honor code here. You keep your own score. Feel free to cheat. You get nothing. 2, after each question, you have 45 seconds to answer. Absolutely do not show your answer until the time is up. And 3, if you're playing with us on Twitch, wait until about 5 seconds left. That seems to line up with us live before you put your answer in the chat, just so you don't give anything away. Tonight, 30 questions, 20 of them are written down, 10 of them are visual Wayla questions, and then a 10-point story at the end with some bonus points sprinkled in there. No theme, we're just here to do some questions, so let's get it cranking with question number 1. Dogs known as labs take their name from the easternmost province in Canada called what? Let's start this Ronin. Let's start this rat, let's start this Ronin, let's start this timer. Let's crank a bit of the tunes. There it is. The easternmost province in Canada. Called what? Labs take their name. Chocolate labs? Yellow labs? Uh-oh. I know what this is. Noise canceling has canceled itself. Cancel culture, am I right? Dogs known as labs take their name from the easternmost province in Canada called what? 4, 3, 2, that fixed that. 1, show them. They are great dogs, Tara, you're right. British Columbia, good guess. Newfoundland. Guys, everyone's going to be mad about this, I think, if anyone didn't get it. They're called Labrador Retrievers, so it's Labrador. Labrador and Nova Scotia. Yeah, Julian got it. There he is. All right, somebody got it. I was like, that's... Oh, no. Well, a half point for regrets. That's how we do it here at Trivia Ronin. Question 2. Yoga poses are referred to by this Sanskrit term, which also translates to posture or seat. 45 seconds. Not a lot of in-person yoga going on for the last year, but maybe you remember. Each yoga pose ends with a Sanskrit term, if you know the OG names of them. The only one I know that has this in it. Jeff Fisher, just happy to be here. I have my official NFL headset on today. Yoga poses are referred to by this Sanskrit term, which also translates to posture or seat. The only one I've heard this in is the last pose of yoga has this in it, but all of them have it in it. If you actually know them, show it. Yes, Julian knows what's up. Lotus, good guess, but indeed it is asanas, as in Shavasana. That's the only one I know. They're all called asanas. I really made an asana myself. Close. Question 3. For the first time in around 100 years, a pitcher currently leads the league in home runs hit. What is his name? 45 seconds. This is as of yesterday when I wrote the question. James knows it. And by the league, I mean Major League Baseball. For the first time since Babe Ruth did it, in 1921, the pitcher currently leads the league in home runs. Because baseball is weird. What's his name? Real QVC, that's all right. Sometimes you just need to know one thing about everything and make it your guess. And then it's right when it's right, you know? It's been 100 years since this happened. Show 'em. Yes, indeed, Real QVC got his team also. I just needed a last name, and I'm not going to be a jerk about spelling. Good work, everybody who follows baseball. Shohei Ohtani. He's doing real good right now. Doing better than his teammate, Mike Trout. Question 4. This legendary variety show hosted by Don Cornelius was syndicated from 1971 until 2006. Doug's mad about this question. Rude. Are you mad because it wasn't always hosted by Don Cornelius? Because that's true. Eventually he retired. Also not really a variety show, more of a dance show. There was variety to it. Legendary. Emily knows. Emily members. 3, 2, 1. Show it, everybody. Yes, indeed, it was that show, Soul Train. Soul Train. Everybody form a Soul Train line. Question 5. Solve for X. This word means the reunion of broken parts in Arabic. 45 seconds. That's a funny way to word a question. Not to be confused with Soul Plane. Also excellent. Differently excellent. Solve for X. This word means the reunion of broken parts in Arabic if you translate it directly. It means something else to us. Real QVC. That would be considered a hint, so I won't tell you that. Solve for X, kids. This word means the reunion of broken parts in Arabic. Two, 1. Show 'em. Doug gives hints because Doug is a wuss. I don't. Ooh, Akbar's a good guess, but the actual answer. Algebra. Solve for X, remember? That's why I wrote the word solve for X. And then that real QVC is a hint when I write it in the question. Question 6. What's the term for a piece of metal that converts the reciprocating energy of the engine to rotational energy in the wheels of a car? I just didn't have space to say that. In a car. QVC, I love you. I love you. I'm just tired. I'm not tired of the lovely people of Ronan. Doug, one of yours was quotient once and I was mad. I forgot it, so we'll call it even now. Algebra. It's my buddy Algebra. Yeah. He's over in Queens. He's over in Forest Hills. Algebra. He's got that body shop over on 36th. And that is your bad New York accent of the night. 3, what's the thing that does the thing where you take the pistons and then you turn it into wheels? Show them any mechanics on this. Yes, piston's a good guess. Axle's a good guess. Axle's close, but it's actually the crankshaft, guys. It's a hard one. But we all like the word. I just put it in there because, let's be honest, we like the word. Everybody gets a half point for the word crankshaft, if you giggled at it. Question 7, this famously bald Canadian pianist and longtime band leader on The Late Show is also the music director of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. 45 seconds. And I added this question just because I didn't know he was the music director of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Also, like anyone, much like Doug Larlam, famously bald. See, Doug, I called you famous. That was nice. This famously bald Canadian pianist, always got to enunciate on these questions, and longtime band leader of The Late Show, is also the music director of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It's like 3 hints in one. Well done, Doug. Who's the guy that I'm looking for? He's the band leader. He's the music director. Oh, James, you are also famously bald. I'm so sorry. 2-1, show 'em. Of course. That was rude. Yep. Many people got it. It's Paul Schaefer. Paul Schaefer probably wasn't bald his whole life. He was also the band leader, he arranged the songs for the Blues Brothers. He did a lot of stuff. Question 8, when you go directly to jail in Monopoly, the game forbids you from what 2 things? 45 seconds. Can't do 2 things when you go to jail. Just like in real life. You can't do these 2 things in real life either. I don't know if that's true. I mean, I guess it's true. When you go directly to jail in Monopoly, you get one of them chance cards. The game forbids you from what 2 things? I'd make this a 2-pointer, but if you get, you're just, no. You're going to get them both. They go together. Your hint for this one is Ace Ventura 2, When Nature Calls. And you must be the Monopoly guy. 2-1, show 'em. Ooh, man, we thought too much, QVC. Buy property, get money is a good guess. It's true when you're in jail, but pass and go and collecting, do not pass go. Do not collect $200 when you go directly there. Once you're in jail, that is correct. Half point for in jail being correct. Question 9, George Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue begins with a solo on what instrument? 45 seconds. Those of you who have had the privilege of flying United Airlines perhaps may be familiar with Rhapsody in Blue. Sing it to yourself right now and think about what instrument that is. That's the way to know. I love jail. Who cares, says Tara. People who like music care. George Gershwin, one of America's greatest composers. So there. But what instrument is that in the beginning? Here's your hint. It looks like this. 2-1, show 'em. Piano is incorrect, obviously. But because of what I just did, the answer is it's on a clarinet. And then it goes. That's on a piano. Question 10. What was the name of Gumby's horse? 45 seconds. And I didn't look into this. I don't even know. I feel like they're more friends. Like, I don't know if Gumby owns his horse. Real QVC, if I was Andy Reid, I'd have a face shield on. You know this. I'll do the rest of my questions as an NFL coach. What was the name of Gumby's horse? I know I put on weight, but shit, did I go Jeff Fisher to Andy Reid size? This is brutal. What was the name of Gumby's horse? Yes, very cute. I will agree. Last hint is, I just did it to the mic twice. Show 'em. Yes, and Real QVC, you are correct. You noticed my theme. That's not actually a theme. Pokey. And pokey is another word for jail. It wasn't a theme I was planning on. Tonto is not the Lone Ranger's horse. That's actually the Lone Ranger's friend. His horse is silver, but whatever. I only know that because I also looked up famous horses. Guys, that's one round down. Here we are. I'm going to go away. I'm going to give you all 3 minutes to talk amongst yourselves. Good to be back. I'll do the scores. I'll see you in 3. Bye-bye. This is how it goes. Next round, same as the first. It's just a bunch of random stuff. So, question number 11. In these Tarantino films, the protagonist is named Beatrix Kiddo, but we don't find that out until volume 2. 45 seconds. This one is for people who thought the other rounds were hard. Because this question is not difficult. Guys, I've switched to a delicious Shiraz. Shiraz. Or a Shiraz. If you're from down under, it's from down there. In these Tarantino films, the protagonist is named Beatrix Kiddo. What? Oh, the rat? Yeah, I'll do it. Volume 2 is a huge clue. So it looks like Matt does give clues. 2-1, show 'em. Yes, of course, it is that one about murdering William. Murdering William is the correct answer. Kill Bill. Or William's killer. Either way. Question 12. In 1987, Canada put a new dollar coin into circulation, which was quickly given what nickname because of the waterfowl on the back? 45 seconds. And today I found out I'm 1 year older than this coin, which makes me feel awesome. In 1987, Canada put a new dollar coin into circulation, which was quickly given what nickname? Because of the waterfowl on the back. Hashtag trivia rat. Let's see if we can get it trending, James. Tara gets a half point already for Shiba Inu. By the way, sorry to everyone invested in cryptocurrency today. My condolences. I lost a whole lot of money today. Don't worry, it'll come back. 2-1, he hopes. Show him! Yeah. Duck coin. I like duck coin so much that I'm giving you a half point. Otherwise, the answer is loony. They call them loonies over there. Those weirdos. Because they have a loon on them. Loonies. 30, 40, whatever. Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot is a DC character better known by what name? 45 seconds. Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot. Detective Comics, as we learned on Superhero Day. It is Magic Hour where Julian is. He's getting some JJ lens flare. No, it's great, man. Don't worry. I've covered up part of your screen where it happens, so don't feel like you need to block it. Oswald Chesterfield Cobblepot is a DC character better known by what name? You've heard of him. T-Girl, sure. I like that guess. 2-1, show him. I feel like we need a super couch in our lives. Yep, good guess. And many people did such a good guess, they got it correct. That's the Penguin's name. That's his real name. T-H-E, Penguin. Penguin, bad guy, and Batman. The Iditarod is a 938-mile dog sled race held annually, beginning in Anchorage and ending in what remote and sometimes misspelled city? Don't worry, I'm not going to dock points if you misspell it. But some people misspell it. Tara is just throwing hot takes in the chat today, and I like it. And all the hot takes are just, like, correct, though. Danny DeVito is disgusting in that movie. Intentionally, I believe. Because the Penguin in the comics he had normal hands. He was just like a bad guy. He just had a monocle and wore a tuxedo. But instead, DeVito became some fish-eating monster. And you know what? Did a hell of a job. The Iditarod. Where does it end? Banff is an excellent guess because everybody misspells it. Juneau is also correct. It actually ends in a very small place called Nome, Alaska. N-O-M-E. Most people spell it G-N-O-M-E. See what I did there? Anyway, nobody needed to know that. But now you do. Question 15. In 2005, a French woman was attacked by her own dog, leading to the first ever attempt at this surgical procedure. 45 seconds. Real bummer. I can either give everyone a point for Gnome or nobody a point because nobody got it. But, I mean, not a lot of Iditarod fans here, and that's okay. I wonder if they did. Oh, T-Girl got it? Sorry. Oh, never mind. T-Girl got it and nailed the spelling. I mean, T-Girl, you get 2 points. Nailed it. 2005, a French woman was attacked by her own dog, leading to the first ever attempt at this surgical procedure. I don't know if that is true, QVC. Yep. Many people got it. Show it. 2-1, show him. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we all remember this, I guess. Face transplant. She was the first woman to get a face. Yes, exactly. As Larry's saying in my living room, 1996 was the first face swapping. But this was the first face transplant. Question 16. That's a face-off reference. Which of Santa's reindeer shares its name with the term for a female fox? 13 guesses. And everyone starts to sing Rudolph in their head. Oh, T-Girl. T-Girl joke of the night so far. She can now be two-faced without being a hypocrite. Nailed it. It's okay. She has a face now. Be messed up if she didn't. Which of Santa's reindeer shares its name with a term for a female fox? Oh, I'm QVC. I'm not up on popular jokes. I'm so sorry. 3, 2, 1. I'm just not popular. Show 'em. Yes, 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 yes. It's not Richard Vixen, but it is Vixen. Nailed it. Nailed it. Oh, we've got some hot chat going on. October 24th, 1929 marked the stock market crash spurring on the Great Depression. What day of the week was it? 45 seconds. Last one you had 13 guesses. This one you have 7. Or was it a leap week? JK, JK. What day of the week was it when the stock market crashed? What day? The date was October 24th, 29. But the day was what? And I'll give you a hint. The stock market's not open on Saturday or Sunday, so it's really out of 5. Tara bringing up our annual holiday of fucking Tuesday. Show 'em, guys. Friday, Monday, but Julian read his history books. The only one who got it. It was a Thursday, guys. Black Thursday. Followed by Black Tuesday, which was the second day bad things happened. But, hey, you know, 1 in 5 odds. Question 18. No one guessed Wednesday. That's funny. Blue M&Ms were introduced in 1995, replacing what much more boring color? 45 seconds. I'm roasting this color right now. Suck it, boring colors. Emily, that was a trick question because Black Friday feels like the thing it should be, right? But it was Black Thursday. Yeah, Tara. Hot take. Thursdays are cool. But guess what? One of them was bad. Question 18. Blue M&Ms were introduced in 1995, replacing what much more boring color? Get out of here. This color. Because we figured out how to do blue. Get the scientists on it. Oh. Somebody got it in Twitch. Show them. Yes, brown, gray are... I'm giving you a point, Julian. It was tan or beige. There was a tan/beige M&M for years. So if you wrote tan, there are still brown M&Ms exactly. So brown is incorrect because they're still there and they're still boring. Question 19. While Donald Trump had a Diet Coke button, Lyndon Johnson installed a tap to the Oval Office that delivered what grapefruit soda? True story. 45 seconds. True story, not good enough for a Ronin story, just good enough for a question. Lyndon B. Johnson installed a tap into the Oval Office that delivered what grapefruit soda? And TBH, there's really only a couple grapefruit sodas. That helps you. Could have just said any soda, but I want people to get it, right? Because nobody remembers this. Who cares? Good point. Who cares? But then who cares about any of this? Lyndon Johnson installed a tap to the Oval Office that delivered, and then he'd pour it himself, not like that other asshole who had someone bring it to him. Show him. Guess is there. I mean, I know Darcy wants it to be that, but it's the other one. It's Fresca. It's the other one, guys. I'm sorry. QVC, you got it. I can't, look, I can't give all the answers to the people in my living room. Sometimes I have to do, I have to do one that will mislead you. Question 20. 3-pointer. 3 points, guys. The MMR vaccine, because we're all thinking vaccines, but you got this one when you were a kid, protects people from what 3 illnesses? 45 seconds. Everybody in America has to get this vaccine. Can you imagine a forced vaccine? Gosh, what insanity. We were all forced to be vaccinated as children just to go to school. I turned out okay. Maybe. Didn't stunt my growth, I'll tell you that much. 3-pointer, the MMR vaccine protects people from what 3 illnesses? Give you a hint. It's an acronym. Put them all in one. Yep. Ooh, so close, Emily. But you get 2 points. Yes. Yes, I figured the R would be the difficult one for most, but most of us got the 2 M's. Measles, mumps, and rubella is actually the third one, or German measles, if you happen to write German measles, which I don't think you would, so I don't think anybody did. That's 2 rounds down, guys. Measles, mumps, rubella. We're all measles, mumps, and rubella free over here. So that's great. I'm happy about that. Congratulations to you all. I hear there's other diseases going around, but that one, get out. You got 3 minutes. Tally up your scores. I'll be back in a few, and we'll come back to Whale of Time. Bye-bye. Disney princesses, things you can stick up your ass that are nutritious, and Black history.
Hey there, and welcome to Trivia Ronin.
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 I'm your host, Douglas Larlam, and I'm not wearing pants.
As of August 2019, what is the top grossing film to hold an MPAA rating of G?
It's gonna be a nice, quiet, intimate show.
She murders deaf children right after they get cochlear implants.
Don't ever forget I can kill people I think about.
We make up for it by being less creepy than Drew Carey.
Shit's going down on Twitch.
It's like 4 dementia movies. I wanted to watch them, but I forgot. Remember movies in theaters when they made money? That was the thing.
I'll make love to you.
Am I supposed to wait?
Saturday night and you're on Twitch during a pandemic. If you're not drinking, you're doing it wrong.
It's a cat toy on a reusable straw.
Fuck with that algorithm.
This is Doug's tie, by the way.
You almost don't need a gunshot to die.
Doug, you think we'll get a lawsuit out of this one?
I don't care.
Don't fuck this up, McNelly.
If you guys were just fucking dumb, I'd be better at this as a host.
It was Toy Story 4. Toy Story 4. That came out in 2019. When was that? It's Wayla. You know how this goes. You're going to see pictures. We're going to talk about pictures. Picture number 1 looks like this. Just based on the garnish, what classic cocktail is this? 45 seconds. What do we think? And by the way, there's big dispute over whether this is correct garnish, blah, blah, blah. I happen to think this isn't great garnish, but when you Google this, or as we do here at Ronin, when you Bing this particular thing, this is what you get. It doesn't even look like an orange slice, quite frankly, but it should be. What cocktail is this? What cocktail is this one we're looking at? 4, 3, 2, show 'em Twitchers. Yes. Oh, Long Island's a good guess, but it's not in a tall glass, it's in a short one. This is an old-fashioned. Or, if you wanted to be fully historically accurate, you could call it a cocktail, because that was the original. Chris, I'm going to give you a point then, because you did have what is also a Long Island garnish. Tara, it is not normally served up, I will say. You are incorrect. What is this? But I do like your all caps energy. I guarantee you a bartender didn't take that photo because they were too busy making them. Chris, you should get a full point. Just because I like what you did there. What kind of houseplant is this? I did say it was an orange, but I understand. I don't get listened to a lot. 16 shifts in 13 days. I'm pretty done talking to people, I'll tell you that much. What houseplant is this? I know, Marissa. This is the one I threw directly to Larry, even though we don't own one of these. 2-1, show him. Da-da-da. Yeah. It probably is a fake one, let's be honest. But if it is a fake one, it's a Monstera. These are called Monstera plants. I didn't know that. But my lovely girlfriend Marissa knows that. So thank God. This is the highest waterfall in the world. What's it called? Highest. I believe distance-wise. Nice. T-Girl, good guess on that one. I'll show you Fiddly Fig later, though. We got one in our house. They're great. I'll make that a Wayla next week for everyone who returns. One of the answers will be Fiddly Fig. That's a promise. But what is this? It's a waterfall. It has a name. It's the highest one in the world. And you probably have two in your mind, and we're just going to have to pick one. I would just say don't go chasing the answer. Nailed it. And show 'em! Oof. 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 Many oofs happened today. Many Bothans died. Did nobody get it? QVC got it, and the country. It's Angel Falls, everybody. Victoria Falls being the most by volume, Angel Falls being the highest. This is a real close-up photo. What fruit is this? 45 seconds. It's a citrus fruit. This is your actual size. Somewhere around there. I don't know. I didn't take this photo. Did you like it, Tara? Good. All right. I got one good joke in tonight. But what fruit is this? Itty bitty. One of these guys. So it's like not a Myers lemon if you were thinking that, because that would be like. So I'll just take one off your list. It is a citrus fruit. We're thinking about growing them. 2-1. We've got our own little thing going. Yes, indeed. And Chris with my favorite spelling of it. But yes, kumquat. Kumquat that's how you actually spell it. But, you know, with C-U-M, it's funnier. Standard logo question. This is a car company. I'll give you that. This was a car company's logo. And if you heard my tense, that will help you with a hint. Oh, got it. It wasn't a joke? All right, cool. It was good. Hey. It was no pun intended, low-hanging fruit. So you gotta take it. You gotta pick it when you got it. What's this? Automobile maker. It's in black and white. It's not always in black and white. That's your 5-second hint. This is the PNG I found. Show 'em. What do we think? Ooh, good guess. It is not Mercedes, despite it having the same points on it. This was the old Oldsmobile logo, guys. This was an Oldsmobile. There's Doug coming in with the Oldsmobile. Here's my favorite question of the night. All of these guys are friends with one dude that they like to talk about. What's that guy's name? This is an old SNL sketch. Old SNL sketch question. He's a real son of a bitch. The sketch is called Blank's Buddies. What's the guy's name first and last? This is the most recent one. They got 2013. They got Paul Rudd to get in here, but the original was in like 1990 something. Got a lot of scotch in those glasses, I'll tell you that much. 3, 2, 1. He's a real son of a bitch. This guy. Yep. If you knew it, you knew it. Mike Ditka. I wasn't doing that this week. I'll do a DeBears at some point, but I'll tell you what. That Bill Brasky's a real son of a bitch. To Bill Brasky! He's about 6'8", 560 pounds. What logo is this? 45 seconds. Or they would always say, he goes about 9'3", 1,023 pounds. It's just the DeBear sketch, but instead with, you know, drunk salesmen instead of drunk Chicagoans. 30 seconds left. What logo is this? This is an easy one. Tara lives here. Good to know. This is your giveaway because I had an annoying mid-90s SNL question. Yeah, my lighting's really hitting the stride right now as the sun's going down. Thank you for noticing. Oh, you mean at Target. Sorry, I thought you meant I look great. That's fine. The answer's Target, guys. 2-1, show 'em. You knew it. Yeah. Anybody get it wrong? I'll give you 2 points if you got it wrong. Oh, cool. Everybody got it. Target. There it is. What's this one? This was an iconic ad for a device. What device was it? 45 seconds. What device? This was a famous commercial. Yeah, that's nice of you, Tara. That's what I needed today. What was this? What was this futuristic cube? I like this cube. But what was he dancing to? Ooh, see that girl. Show it. What do we got? Yeah, you all remember it, right? We got grown-ups here. This is my one to stump Gen whatever the next one is. It was for the iPod, of course. It wasn't for the iPhone, okay? Back in the day, we had two things. We had a phone, and then we had something with our music. Who's this guy? 45 seconds. Doug, the second spelling is correct. But see you soon. Nailed it. Still haven't gotten our paperwork in. 3 weeks. We're an LLC, guys, trivia rounding. According to the state of California, we just haven't been given the paperwork for it. It's really cool. Everything's going great. Who's this person? I think I've asked this before with a different photo, but we all know this person. Spelling counts. Ooh, spelling counts. Think about it. This is my mean question. What's his name? Show him. He plays a character called Borat. Julian has the correct spelling. Emily and Doug do not. It's Sacha Baron Cohen. He's a C. He's a C and I'm an asshole, but you got it, Julian. If nobody had gotten it, I would have been nice, but boom, he got one. What band is this? This is a band. A band of very friendly gentlemen, looks like. Yes, they are so white. As Larry said, this is for very white people. Tara, good guess. If I just said name a band with very white people, O-Town would be the best guess. But what band is this? First thing on, yes, we all remember O-Town. I don't remember a song, but I remember O-Town. Do we all remember LFO? That's another one. Anyway, show them. What band is this? Anybody remember? Yeah, some folks got it. It is indeed the Gentlemen of Coldplay. Old Chris Paltrow. Ex-Chris Paltrow. I think that's all of them, guys. You got 10 on your end? I think I got 10 on my end, if I was doing the maths correctly. Guys, that's Coldplay. That's a round of 10 questions. We're going to come back. It's going to be story time. It's going to be exciting. Take a second. Let's get our scores before we get into the real tough times. Ooh, I see Chris is already 15 and a half. Story time tonight. A lot of fun. A lot of fun. It's an immigrant tale. Just standard issue tale of America. All right. So tonight, the story is about a man named Charles. We're gonna talk about Charles. Charles was born in 1882, but he ends up born in Europe in 1882. I'll give you Europe. He moves to the States in 1903. Moves to Boston with $2. Doug, how dare you? He moves to Boston with $2.50 in his pocket. So the typical American story. However, in his case, he left Europe with much more money. He just ended up gambling on the boat a bunch and ended up with $2.50 when he got to the States. However, comes to Boston. He learns English. He ends up working in a restaurant as a dishwasher and sleeping in the restaurant at night. So he would wash dishes, sleep in the restaurant, and works his way up to becoming a waiter. However, then he gets fired because he was shortchanging customers and stealing. So they fire him. So he ends up moving up to Montreal in 1907 to work at a bank. The bank he works at is called Banco Zarossi. He works as a teller there. And this bank loves him because he is fluent in several languages. He's fluent in English, French, and Italian. And so everybody's like, we love him. He can talk to, because basically what the bank was trying to do, the Zarossi Bank was a huge success. What it was doing was catering to recent immigrants and paying back 6% on bank deposits, which was sort of unheard of at the time. And so it was getting a bunch of folks in. And he was saying, well, Montreal's a growing city. We can afford to give this out because we're going to make these investments in the town. However, they end up making a bunch of bad real estate investments. And so all of a sudden, Zarossi, who's the head of the bank, can't really pay out these interest rates. So he ends up taking what remained of the money and he flees to Mexico. And our hero, Charles, who's still, he's a vice president at this bank, but he's been working there. He goes, all of a sudden, this guy's gone. He takes all the money. Charles ends up moving in with the Zarossi family in Montreal and helps them out with whatever money he can and tries to plan to go back to the States to make money again. Basically, a stand-up guy tries to take care of this family that's been left behind by this scumbag Zarossi. So he's trying to get some seed money to move. He walks into, he's basically going on behalf of this bank that's now insolvent, but still trying to go to investors. He ends up going to a company called Canadian Warehousing, which was one of their main customers at Zarossi Bank. Walks in, rings the bell. Excuse me, can I talk to anybody? Nobody's there. And he goes, all right, what do I do? He waits around for a minute. Nobody's there. He goes, is that the checkbook? Sees a checkbook on the desk. Grabs the checkbook. Ends up writing himself a check for $453, which more at the time, but still a random amount because he figured random amount, nobody's going to know. And he forges the signature of one of the managers he knew because he was a bank teller for so long. He knew what his signature looked like. So he forges the signature. He ends up getting the check cashed. No problem. Has $450 in his pocket. He's doing fine, except the cops realize he starts spending a lot of money. And so the Canadian police go, hey there, hey, where'd you get all this money there, eh? What's that all about? So they arrest him. They figure out that he's passing fake checks. They arrest him. They put him in jail for 3 years, this guy, Charles. So he is in prison. He doesn't want to worry his mom. So what he ends up doing is he writes letters to his mom saying he got a job as a prison guard, which I think is one of the smartest things anyone's ever done of all time. It's just like, yeah, I got this good gig here, Mom. Don't worry about me. Signed on the letterhead of this Montreal prison. He gets out after 3 years. He goes into business smuggling immigrants across the Canadian-U.S. border. Then he gets arrested doing that on the U.S. side of things, so ends up going to Atlanta and going to prison in Atlanta for another additional year. Finally, he gets out and he gets back to Boston, which is where he started. He's like, I'm going to go back to Boston. I'm going to start fresh. And he gets a job as a nurse, which I'm sort of baffled by to this day. I guess you didn't really need credentials to be a nurse, but he ends up being a nurse in this mining town in Massachusetts. So he's one of several nurses there, just taking care of various injuries that are happening to the miners. While he's there, another nurse at this mining town named Pearl, a woman named Pearl, she gets very badly burned in an accident, and people think she's going to die. And so our guy Charles donates 220 square inches of skin. In the 1900s, he donates 220 square inches of skin, which is like his back and the back of his legs, like a bunch of his actual body. So this woman can get better. He doesn't even know her. He just donates the skin off his back, not even the shirt off his back, the skin off his back, to get this woman better. It's so bad for him that he ends up getting pleurisy, because obviously surgical techniques aren't great. And he ends up losing his job because he does this sort of act of kindness, right? So in 1918, he has to go back to Boston. He meets this woman named Rose Gnecco, I want to say. And they fall in love. That woman's mom finds out through some connections that Charles has been to prison. Rose says, I don't care. I want to marry this man. And they get married. It's sort of a beautiful love story. They're together for a while. He keeps saying, the classic immigrant story in America. I'm going to make good. I'm going to make good. I'm going to make good. Finally, he does. One day, he sort of starts this. He gets an office to sort of start businesses, but nothing's really getting off the ground. And he gets this letter from Spain. And inside the letter, because he was trying to do this advertising business, and he was reaching out to businesses around the world to sort of start this pamphlet of advertising to send out to each person. Doesn't catch on, but he gets this letter from Spain interested in it, and they send him something called an IRC. Now, an IRC is known as an International Reply Coupon. What that is it's a way of pre-buying the return postage for a letter. So if you sent a letter to another country, you could put an IRC in there and ensure that the person who received the letter could just take that IRC and then take it to a post office. The post officer would stamp it and send the letter back. So you wouldn't, it's return postage. It was just return postage at the time. However, this is, at this point, we're at 1919. This is right after World War I. All of Europe had been going through these currency fluctuations after World War I. So there's this odd moment where postage is very cheap, or at least inflation has caused postage to be very cheap in Europe. But in America, they hadn't adjusted their prices. So the Europeans could buy American stamps for cheap, essentially. So our guy Charles is like, this seems pretty easy. Basically, what I can do is buy these IRCs overseas, and then I can sell them in the States for a profit. Now, this is 100% legal. He could just buy them all. It's called arbitrage. Arbitrage sounds like a thing that's illegal, but it's not. You can just buy these things, and he estimated he could make 400% profit. That's where it was. It was 1/4 of the cost. So he's like, I'll just buy a bunch of these and then get stamps and then sell these stamps on this side of the pond. So he sets up a company called the Securities Exchange Company, and he starts selling stock, and he guarantees massive profits. Everybody in Boston's getting on board. He sets up offices all along the East Coast eventually. In May 1920, this man was made over $400,000. By June of 1920, he made $2.5 million in that month. By July, he was making $1 million a week. And then by August, at the beginning of August, he was making $1 million a day. So much so that he ends up buying controlling interest in a bank in Boston called Hanover Bank. And at that point, that bank had refused him a loan only 1 year earlier. Now he owns that bank. And then he ends up buying a mansion in Lexington. He ends up being one of the most successful men in all of Boston at the time. And he's so successful that other financiers say there's no way he could run such a prosperous business. He ends up suing them for libel, this group of financiers, and wins $500,000. This guy's a success story. My question is, what was Charles's last name? 45 seconds. Charles. European immigrant Charles blank. What is his last name? This guy Charles. This guy Charles. Standard issue, misleading Trivia Ronin story. back to our roots. Oh, thank you, James. His last name is not Grodin, but R.I.P. to Charles Grodin. We miss him. 2-1, show him. Anybody got it? Yep, QVC got it. I figured a lot of people would guess what you did guess, but the real QVC got it. In fact, this man's last name was not Schwab, but Ponzi. This is the original Ponzi scheme, everyone. He was selling IRCs. It got to a point where he actually had sold so much stock that it would require several ocean liners worth of these IRCs to come to the States in order to pay back the stockholders. So his business was so successful, the only problem was he couldn't afford enough of these certificates. So Ponzi scheme, that was the original Ponzi scheme. He wins the libel case, and a few years later, he loses all his money and goes to jail. The end. Charles Ponzi, isn't that interesting? Real name was Carlo Pietro Giovanni Guglielmo Tebaldo Ponzi. Went by Ponzi. Emily, love you dearly. Good work. QVC, that makes probably you the winner, but honestly on Zoom, where are we at? I feel like none of us got it right, so I think that means we're all winners, but Larry's a winner on Zoom, and QVC, you're the winner on Twitch. Congratulations to everybody. Yay. That's going to do it for us here at Trivia Ronin. Thank you so much for joining on as we continue to do this thing. Everybody get vaccinated, please. It's good for you. It's only one bad day versus having potentially a lifetime of side effects. I was just reading up today about people with COVID seem to get more bad things happening to them. So please get vaccinated because that seems to have less bad things happening to you. That's all I know about science. Miss you all. Thank you so much. For those of us at Trivia Ronin, I'm Matt McNally saying don't be shitty, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.